In this video, I'll be reviewing a waterproof backpack for cycling that I've been using for a few months now. And this is the Craft Cadence waterproof backpack. This is a backpack that's claimed to have IPX5 waterproofing, so this should be able to take you into some downpours. And we're going to test it. I've not ridden this thing in the rain yet, but we're going to take it outside and test it to see how it's going to hold up under some pretty heavy rain. So I'll start by going over the features of the backpack. As opposed to some of the other styles of backpacks that I've used that have a lot of different compartments, this is more designed to have one big compartment, and it does have a divider inside that's really nice that I'll show. So on the outside is a zipper with waterproofing, and there's a pouch that I usually keep my cell phone and my wallet in. Inevitably, when you're trying to get to work, someone calls you and you got to stop and pull your cell phone out. So it's nice to have it on the outside, and that does have waterproofing over the zipper. So that should be waterproof, and we'll test that as well. The straps are very comfortable. They have a kind of a nice material that is breathable. And so I have not used this thing in the really hot and humid weather that I'll have in about 5 months from now. A really nice mesh on the back and some ribbing that does not make the pack sit flat on your back. No matter what pack you use, if it's in a summer month, you have a sweaty back when you get to work, wherever you're going. This should help reduce that with that foam ribbing and the mesh that's on the back. It also makes this very comfortable. And I can say after a couple months of using this pack, it is extremely comfortable on my back, even loaded down. You have a sternum strap, and built into the sternum strap is a whistle, so it's pretty loud. And you also have some adjustment on the sternum strap, so you can slide this up and down, so this pack should fit all different size riders. You also have some reflective straps on the shoulder straps. And you do, by the way, on the back of the pack also have some reflective strips, and you've got a little loop there to put a light. So it's really, this pack is really designed well for bike commuting, which is what I use it for. And you also have a nice waist belt, and I'll try the pack on. I'm going to show what I put inside it, and then I'll put the pack on to show you what it looks like. And then on the bottom, it's got kind of a heavy duty material. And what's nice about this pack too, even though it doesn't have the kickstand feature that I have on my Osprey radial commuting pack, it does have a pretty flat bottom, and it does sit up pretty well. So if you have it loaded down, sometimes it'll stand up by itself. And it's even kind of looks like a smiley face, doesn't it? First of all, I'm going to show what's inside the pack, and then we'll put some gear in. I'll show how it locks down to keep it waterproof. So inside, like I said, it does have a divider, and it's got a padded place for a laptop or an iPad, and then it also has a zippered liner inside to kind of separate your gear. Now this whole thing is actually removable. And then what's nice about this inner pocket too that comes out is you can put like a water bottle on the side. So it's, I'm going to get it up there by the camera. So if you wanted to drop a water bottle there, if you want to carry that inside, or just keep things separated. So it's really nice to keep things organized. So like I said, this thing comes completely out with Velcro. So that's the liner itself, so you can get a better look there at the zippered pouch to keep things separated inside, and then the main compartment and then the laptop compartment. So if you wanted to just use it as one big compartment, you could do that. Now I'll put the typical gear that I would carry when I'm commuting to show how it fits into the pack. So what I do when I commute is I just take a drawstring bag and just put all my clothes inside. So a pair of jeans, a shirt. If I really wanted to take the time, I would roll this stuff up. And then we'll put some socks in there. Can't forget these. And a belt. So that's what I would put in that bag. And then I usually put my shoes in a plastic bag. So these are some big hefty Doc Martens. What I typically do is I will keep my shoes at work. So I don't commute with, I try to keep my pack as light as possible in case I want to do an extra miles after work. I don't want to be carrying a big heavy backpack around, so I'm just going to show these for purposes of showing you what can fit into this bag. So drop the shoes in the bottom because you always want to pack the heavier stuff in first. And then my drawstring bag. And then I'm going to put my wife's laptop in here. This is a big old Dell 15-inch, heavy as anything. My laptop at work is much smaller. It's almost a tablet. But I'm going to put that in the backpack. So all the gear fits in there real nicely, and I still have room to spare. And for the heck of it, let's go ahead and put a water bottle inside. The Camelback one that has the sealing top. I can drop that on the side. All my gear's in there. And then we're going to lock it down to make it waterproof. So the way that this works is, first of all, when you look at this pack and you see the flap open, you think this thing looks absolutely massive. Well, once you lock it down, it's pretty much a normal size. All you have to do is roll this down, and you've got to roll it tight. The pack almost makes you roll it tight to make the Velcro stick, because if you don't, the Velcro will be too low. So you got to roll it up tight. And then, for extra security, it has straps that lock down the top. So you can buckle those over the top. The other packs that I use have covers, which is cool. But like today, when I was riding to work, it was like a 0% chance of rain. So it was 0 or 10. I was 5 minutes from the office and it started raining. Not too hard, but just hard enough to where if I was using another pack, I would stop, put the cover on, and then keep going. These are really nice because the entire thing is waterproof. So now I'll put the pack on just to kind of show you how it fits with the pack loaded down. And so that's what it looks like. And so this one really, it helps distribute the weight so that it does not feel too bulky. And I can tell you with the laptop in here, this is a heavy laptop. This pack probably weighs 10 pounds or more. And there also has a really durable carrying handle at the top. Alright, before I continue closing out this review, let's go outside and test this pack. So we'll put some paper inside. Alright, for testing the waterproofing, I'm going to put some magazines in the main compartment. So mountain bike action and BMX. So we'll just drop those down inside the main compartment. And for the outer compartment, I'm just going to put a paper towel. So I keep my phone, like I said, in the outer compartment. So let's see if my phone will be safe in a heavy downpour of rain. So we'll zip that up securely, make sure the zipper is tucked under this little flap there. So when you're riding, sometimes water will come off your back wheel and kind of go up that way. So let's simulate that happening. So there's water kind of going up by that seal. So that's going to simulate a pretty heavy downpour. That would be a lot of rain. All right, let's see if our contents are dry. Okay, we'll check the main compartment first, check our magazines. There's a lot of water on here. All right, there's no water inside. My magazines are completely dry. Now let's check that outer compartment where the paper towel was. A little bit of water got inside there. Yeah, so I hit this thing pretty hard with water, but the main compartment was totally dry. So that outer compartment, there's not a lot of water inside, but there's just a little bit. So I would say the main compartment's perfect. There's not any water inside, and I hit it pretty good. Like I said, that simulated a pretty good downpour. So I think, if I knew I were going to be riding in heavy rain, I would put my cell phone inside the main compartment, not that outer compartment. If you got caught in some light rain, I think it'd be fine, but heavy rain, everything would stay inside the main compartment. So I would say, thumbs up for waterproofing for the main compartment. All right, so not only is the pack very comfortable, it's also very waterproof. Are there any things I don't like about this pack? Well, not really. A few very minor things is when this flap is rolled up, I've bumped into doorways pretty easily. So you just got these things stick out about an inch wider than you would expect. So you just got to be careful walking through doors that you don't bump into the doorway. Also, it's not compartmentalized. So I can actually fit more gear in this pack than my other pack, which is the Osprey Radial. This is also a great pack. I've done a review on this. This has a lot of nice features. It does have a rain cover. I won't review this pack really, but just for comparison, this pack, instead of having one big compartment, has a side compartment and then your big compartment in the middle, and then you've actually got a third compartment with a laptop, and then you've got, you know, your sunglass holder at the top, you've got your water bottle holder on the side, and then you've got another little side pocket. So it's, again, instead of one big pocket, it's smaller ones that you can organize your gear better. It also, one of my favorite features is when I get to work, I can clip my helmet on the outside. Now you could strap your helmet on this one if you wanted to, using the helmet buckles, the helmet strap, but this one has a dedicated helmet holder. So sometimes it's nice having all that compartmentalization. The downside is if you have to carry a lot of stuff, when you cram it into the big compartment, it pushes into the other one, so it's hard to access the other ones. So, you know, having that one big compartment like this one sometimes is more handy because you can fit more gear. So that's the Craft Cadence waterproof backpack. Again, IPX5 waterproofing. It does work, as we've seen. So a really good pack. And by the way, Danny over at SickBiker did a really good comparison with this pack and one very similar, one made by Ortlieb. I guess that's how you say it. I've heard that company for years. I still don't know exactly how to say it. Ortlieb, I guess, is the best way. It's a German company. They make a similar one. Again, I'll put Danny's video below if you want to check that out. Danny, I hope you don't mind if I do that. But again, he did a good comparison with this one and the other one, very similar. So this is a pack that I can actually highly recommend. The only questionable thing is how well is it going to hold up over a couple years of commuting. So far, you know, so good. I've used it for a couple months. So again, Craft Cadence, one that I will highly recommend to bike commuters or anybody biking in weather that could turn south pretty quickly and get wet. So if you're interested, check them out. Questions or comments, go ahead and drop them below. Thanks for watching.